Alrighty. We are live. Sick. So let's wait for some people to join. It looks like this is actually working this time. So that's fucking great. So we'll wait for some people. Oh, we've got 2 people watching already. We're just going to give it like 2 minutes and then we'll get into it because, got to give it time. Right. So basically, if you've never watched one of these live streams before, for those of you who don't know, first up, I started this YouTube channel as a podcast. So I did that for a little bit, and then I kind of got bored of it because it wasn't getting many views. My reviews were the most popular part, so I just started doing reviews instead. So basically what I'm doing with these live streams every week is I'm talking about everything that I don't get the chance to make a video on because sometimes I just don't have the time to do it. So that's basically what that is, what this is for. So yeah, you can hear me, yeah? So today we're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff, including the new all-time low single, because I didn't do this last week, so I missed out on talking about that. We're going to talk about the new Blink song, Misery, which is sick. We're going to talk about the new State Champs track and talk about deluxe editions. Going to talk about some of the bands that were added to Downloads Festival. Talk about Zach from the Ghost Inside going through surgery again. The Warped Tour lineup. And then something that I kind of want to talk to you guys about from a podcast that I love. Hello. Hey, Hannah. How's it going? Hey, Katie. How's it going? All right. So might as well fucking start doing this shit. So All Time Low released a new song. It's called Last Young Renegade. So for those of you who watched my single review of Dirty Laundry, you know that I didn't exactly like the song on first listen. If you follow me on Twitter, you would have seen my first reaction to it. It wasn't good. The song's grown on me a lot. Although I did just watch that BBC radio session that they did where they played Dirty Laundry, and it sounded awful, to be fair. So I'm not looking forward to seeing it live. I'm going to be seeing them with Neck Deep in the Main in May. So I'll be interested to see how that song sounds like. But Last Young Renegade, so much better. Sounds like what Future Hearts should have been. I think Future Hearts was then like trying to experiment with that more poppy sound, and they didn't really hit it for the most part. There were songs like Kids in the Dark and Old Skies Future Hearts which did. But yeah, Last Young Renegade, so much better. Massive chorus. I think guitars have a bit more bite to them than they did on Future Hearts, which is a good thing. But yeah, I enjoyed the song. I think the music video is really cool. I don't really like music videos, but those ones were the ones that they've had so far have been really good. So Hopefully Last Young Renegade is a bit more of an example of what we're going to hear on the whole album rather than Dirty Laundry. I do know that the producers that they worked with on the record, one of them was the guy who produced White Noise by Paris. So that's a really cool sign because I love that record. I love the sound of that record. So if they're going to use some of the electronic elements from that, that'll be really interesting to hear. And then the other producer, I can't remember who he worked with before, but there's a interview that they did. If you go back through their Twitter feed, there was an interview they did on a podcast, and they talk about the album for about an hour. So go and check that out. So that's All Time Low done. Let's talk about the new Blink-182 song Misery. Again, so this is where we start to talk about deluxe editions of albums, and this is where I start to say this is acceptable. So Blink released California, a record that was in my top 10 albums of last year. I love that record. I think every song is brilliant, except for the joke songs, which I think just are overplayed now. They just are putting them there to put them there. But the actual songs on that record, I think, are brilliant. I've basically liked nearly everything that Blink have ever done. So, I guess I might have a bias, but I just think Matt Skiba added so much to that band, and I just really love those songs. Anyway, to get off that tangent that I just went on, deluxe editions. I like deluxe editions when they add something new. Not just 2 or 3 songs like Paris did with White Noise, like so many other bands do, where they release 1 extra song or 2 extra songs. When a band is going to release 3 or 4, or in Blink's case, 10 plus an acoustic version, perfect. So to talk about Misery, I really, really like that song. I think that Parking Lot is actually better. On first listen, I didn't like Parking Lot at all, but that song's grown on me massively. It just sounds like an old school Alkaline Trio song, but then Mark Hoppus comes in for a bit. But Misery, I think, is really cool. I think the chorus is awesome. And basically, it's just a great Blink song. I like that these 2 new songs have sounded very old school Blink. They haven't sounded like California, which is cool. The Whoa-Ohs have been brought down a little bit. There's not as many, which is good because that's just a big John Feldman thing that he likes to do in every song that he does. But yeah, I like Misery. And another thing that's cool that's come out about Blink this week is that Mark Hoppus has been saying they're going back into the studio at the end of the year to do another album. So we're just going to keep getting Blink music, which is so cool. It does make me wonder what's going on with Alkaline Trio for Skiba. I guess that kind of cements that they're on a bit of a hiatus. I know they did a couple of shows, or they are doing a couple of shows this year, but I have a feeling it's going to be a bit hiatus time for Alkaline Trio, which is disappointing, but Alkaline Trio haven't been great in about a decade, so it's not really that much of a loss. And Matt just sings and sounds more alive in the Blink stuff now, so I'm not too disappointed about that. Now to get into the negative side of deluxe editions with State Champs. So first, let me talk about the song Slow Burn. Slow Burn, I think, is a decent song. I don't like, I think it's called All Around the World and Back. That's the name of the album, isn't it? Around the World and Back. Okay. I didn't like that album at all. I thought it was a massive step down from The Finer Things, because I thought The Finer Things was one of the best debut records of the last decade, probably. And I love that record. I still love that record. I still listen to it all the time. But I thought Around the World and Back was a massive, massive step down, and sounded like it should have been their debut rather than, the follow-up to their debut. So that's where I stand on the record. This new song, Slow Burn, I think is decent. I think it's one of the better songs that would have been on Around the World and Back. Hey, Tundra, how's it going? So I think the song's decent. I think the chorus is good. I still don't like the production. I think it sounds way too clean. On the Finer Things, it's very dirty production and felt raw. And on Around the World and Back, and now this new song, that's kind of gone now. So yeah, I haven't listened to any of the songs off of Around the World and Back since the album's come out. But to get into deluxe editions, I have a massive problem with deluxe editions. And there seems to be two massive culprits of it, record label wise, and that's Rise Records and Fueled by Ramen. Now, Rise Records do it all the time, basically with every single album that they put out. They did it with Paris, they did it with Mice and Men, they do it with basically everyone. They've done it with Issues, but with the Issues Deluxe Edition, it was 6 tracks. So I was fine with it. It was another EP, reimagined songs, a lot of effort put into it, so I didn't mind it. I'm kind of split on this State Champs one. Pure Noise Records aren't a label who do deluxe editions a lot. But the reason I'm split on it is because, yeah, there's only, I think, 2 new songs on it, but there's a live DVD and a documentary on there. I'm not sure how much of it is live DVD, how much is documentary, but they've been talking about that DVD for ages. So that's where I'm split, because I love myself a good live documentary or anything like that. So then packaging that with a deluxe edition of the record, I don't mind. But they should have either done that and then put live versions of all the songs on there. So just put a live version of the record as a bonus CD, or they should have put more new songs on there. And it also makes me think we're not getting a new State Champs record this year, because why wouldn't they just put the documentary out before a new record and not do a deluxe edition? The fact they're putting so much effort into this deluxe edition makes me think that it's still going to be another year until we get a State Champs record. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of deluxe editions. I kind of understand it with the DVD, but it just doesn't do enough for me. I don't buy deluxe editions. I'm gonna buy the Blink one because it's another new album on there. But yeah, I'm not a fan of deluxe editions. That's my kind of little take on it. Hannah, who is watching this now, has a great video on it. She put it up today. Go watch that, because she has a stronger opinion on it than me, if I'm fair. But yeah, go check that video out. I mean, keep watching this, but go watch that afterwards. Okay, so enough about deluxe editions. I'm fucking done talking about it because it's all bullshit. Right, Red. Blink was not allowed to release a new album because they still had to promote California. I think Blink can do whatever the fuck they want, to be fair. I really think this new deluxe edition is just a whole bunch of songs that weren't good enough for the record, but they've spent time perfecting them, and now they are good enough, so they're putting them on a deluxe. But them going into the studio at the end of the year is also fucking exciting as shit. So that's kind of what I think about Blink. All right, so let's talk about some shit that's been going on in the news. So, okay, let's do this first. Fucking shit news came out this week that Zach from The Ghost Inside has to go back into surgery. That fucking sucked. That band have been through so much hell over the past, 2-3 years now? And this is his 12th surgery. And he's saying that it's looking like it'll be his last, but every time more news comes out about The Ghost Inside, the less I feel like they're going to come back. I feel like they were strong in the beginning. I feel like they were strong for quite a while. And then at the APMAs, when they went on stage, and they did an interview afterwards, and they were talking about how they didn't know whether they wanted to come back, and then they got this second wind and decided to come back. But the more that they just keep getting set back by these surgeries and stuff, I can't see them coming back at this point, which is such a bummer because they write great music. But I'd rather their well-being be as good as it can be. For those people who go, oh no, but I want new Ghost Inside music, you've got their old records. They're there. If they never come back, then it's obviously because they need to stay healthy. So I feel like that's where it's going now, because 12th surgery that's a lot of surgery. They've all been through multiple surgeries, and whether their bodies can handle going on tour again is a big thing, and whether they're in the right mindset to get back on a bus and travel around the world. I'm not sure if they're going to be there. But pressure with them, as always, everyone should be, I'm not a religious person at all, but everyone should be thinking who goes inside help. And I know that they have felt everyone's support. So we'll see what happens with that. But to get into more happy things and kind of funny things, let's talk about some lineups that have been announced. Solomon, I talked about the new All Time Low tune right at the beginning of the live stream. So after it's finished, just go back and watch it, because I'll just archive this and anybody can watch it. Also, drink green tea, good shit. Okay, so Download Festival announced some additions to the lineup. I'm not going to talk about all of them. I'm going to talk about 3 of them. I don't live in the UK. I live in Australia. I'll talk about the Warped lineup after this. So, Download, they announced a whole bunch of new bands. I think it was over 20. I'm going to talk about 3 of them. First one that I want to talk about is Suicide Silence. Now, I didn't like the new record at all, but the reaction to the new record, I think, has been pretty disgusting from their own fans. I get that you don't like the record, but I was listening to the That's Not Metal podcast this week, and Steve Hill went to their show at Coco, which they sold out 2 years ago, and this time they barely had anybody in there. And to see fans of a band desert them like that so quickly, especially when they're only playing 5 songs from the record in their set and you can still hear all their old stuff, it's pretty disgusting. I've seen a lot of hate about them being announced on Download this year, and I don't get it. Apparently those new songs sound great live as well. So deserting a band off of one record is pretty sad of people. So if you're going to Download in the UK, go and see Suicide Silence, at least give them that support. But 2 bands that have been announced that are really cool and are riding a real high right now. So Code Orange got announced. They're a band that they're not the kind of thing that I like to listen to, but I listened to the record and I really respect what they did on it. They did something different with hardcore, and apparently they're killing it live supporting Gojira. So that's really cool. They got announced, and Sixth got announced, and they announced their first album in, I think, a decade this week. So they're going to be on Download as well. The Warped Tour lineup. So I've heard a lot of complaints about the Warped Tour lineup, if I'm being honest. I don't really understand it. I get that there's not a lot of pop punk on there, and there's not a lot of young bands on there. But I think there's enough for a lot of people to enjoy themselves. And if you're an old school metal fan or an old school hardcore fan, there's so much on there for you to go and see. Tundra, yes, the new Mastodon record is killer. Album of the Year contender. I just saw that, so I need to address that. So, need more pop punk on Warped? Well, I mean, if you watched the beginning of Blake's video, apparently someone is breaking up. So, and they're all going on tour together. So, but pop punk isn't everything, if I'm honest. There's a lot of better music in the world than pop punk, in my opinion. I know a lot of people love pop punk, but there's so many bands on this lineup that are killer. So let me go through the standouts. So it's your first world tour. That's really cool. I've never been because I live in Australia. All right, so let's go through this. Andy Black is playing. For those of you who don't know, singer of Blackwell Brides, put out a Depeche Mode kind of album last year called Andy Black. It's really good. It's grown on me a lot since I first heard it, and I'd be really interested to see how those songs sound live. Beartooth are playing. They're a band that I love their debut. I didn't like their new record, but speaking of deluxe editions, they're doing a live DVD deluxe edition, which is the right way to do it. Proper full live DVD, full production kind of thing. So they're playing it. I'd go just to see the old stuff. Plus, Hate It is a really good song off the new record. Dance Gavin Dance, a band you should all go check out. If you're a fan of Issues, they're a band that you should check out. They're really, really cool. Kind of tech metal kind of stuff, but with really poppy vocals, some screams here and there, and some really technical guitar playing. So they're really, really cool. Didn't think I would care or have anything to do with BBB or Andy Black. I love Black Veil Brides. So why didn't I review Gavin Dance's Mothership? Because it passed me by. I just didn't get the chance. I listened to it right at the end of last year, so I just didn't get around to listening to it until then. All right, Hands Like Houses are playing. Their last record was quite good. I really enjoyed it. And so they'd be good to see. They're from Australia. Neck Deep are playing. Of course, go and see Neck Deep. They're great. Our Last Night are playing. They're fucking incredible. Everybody just listens to their covers. If you've listened to their original stuff, it's brilliant. For those of you who don't know, they just do covers in between records. They've been doing records since they were like, I think Trevor, their screaming vocalist, was 12 when they released their first record. But yeah, they've been around forever. They're great. So good to see them on main stage. Okay, let's have a look. Counterparts are playing. Go check them out. Super cool bands. Hatebreed, massive, massive hardcore band. They're great. Silent Planet are great. They're pretty tech metal, kind of North Lane style. Sylar, their new record that I reviewed last year. It was a great record. Go and check out that band. Gua, just go check out them because they're fucking insane people, and they put on one of the most weird shows of all time. Ailstorm are playing. Thank you to Liz for fucking reminding me of Ailstorm through Snapchat. Because if you want to see some great pirate metal, because that's a thing, go and check out Ailstorm. Never Shout Never are playing a throwback set. I actually like the first couple of Never Shout Never EPs, so if he's going to be playing those songs, go and check that out. I've seen him live. He can actually sing live, so go check that out. Don't go see William Control. He's a Andy Biersack wannabe. Anti-Flag are playing. Fucking old school as shit. Municipal Waste are playing. Fucking old school shit. Sick of it all. Fuck. So many great bands. The Ataris are playing. Just go and see Boys of Summer live. Fucking hell. Boston Manor are playing. They're sick. The best new band of the last decade, Creeper, are playing. Go and see those new songs live. Holy shit. Knocked Loose are playing. I just listened to one of their songs the other day. I didn't get the chance to listen to the record, but that one song I heard, fucking great. Movements are playing. Great band. Great band. Their EP is awesome. And Trophy Eyes are playing, a band that I wouldn't recommend seeing live because their singer can't sing live. So I wouldn't recommend that, but the album is really good. So if you like the album enough, go and check that band out. That's a lot of bands that are really great to go see, and so many that you're not going to be able to see all of them. So if you're going to Warped, I can't because I'm in Australia and I'm not going to travel to the US for it. But if you're going to Warped, go through all those bands I just mentioned, listen to each one of them, and go see them because they're all great live bands, not Trophy Eyes though. And I mean, last thing I want to talk about. Actually, first, before I talk about the last thing, does anybody have any questions for me? Ariane, do I know the band Grayscale? I've never heard of Grayscale, to be fair. So no, I don't. There are some awful bands on Warped, of course. There are always going to be awful bands on Warped. Attila, awful. Amur, awful. But yeah, there's always going to be bad bands. But there's a lot of good. You don't have to go see the bad bands. That's the thing. I mean, nobody's forcing you to go see them. Yeah, don't ever forget about Creeper, Darth Vader. Because they're going to be massive and deservingly so. They've never released a bad song, so. Any other questions? This is the most people I've had watching one of these before. 9. Fuck you. He was the cringiest band on What to You. I can't say Ailstorm because they're just hilarious. So probably Attila. Actually, no. So actually, I'm going to talk about this after this, but it's not Attila. There's this one dude. I'm going to find him now, who is just basically a Drake wannabe. He does that thing where he just like leads off, like finishes every line with that drop off that fucking Drake does. Yeah, I figured that your YouTube name was Drake Darth Vader. Okay, so the guy's name is Sammy Adams. Fucking awful. So that's the cringiest act on Watch Tour this year for me. I haven't gone through every band, but from what I've heard so far, it's Sammy Adams. Any other questions? Don't understand why Warped Tour always gets. Sammy Adams sucks. It's all right. I mean, if Blake likes him, that's cool. He can have his own opinion. My opinion, shit. Traveling from Toronto. Looking forward to Hatebreed, Silent Planet, Ailstorm, Gua, Anti-Flag, Guitarist, Sick of It All, Strung Out. You're a fucking hardcore fan, are you? Love some hardcore, old school hardcore? I don't blame you. It's fucking great. Favorite album of 2017 so far is Eternity in Your Arms by Creeper, followed closely by The Menzingers and Mastodon. Those would be my top three at the moment. All brilliant, brilliant records. Have I heard of New Year's Day? That's another one of the cringiest bands on Warped Tour this year. Shit band. I'm sorry if you like them, but shit band. They're only big because of her as a front woman. Favorite album of 2017? Okay by As It Is. I mean, fair. I mean, it's not going to be in my top 20. So, but yeah. I like the As It Is record. I think that there's 3 great songs on there. But yeah, the As It Is record is, as its name suggests, okay, in my opinion. Any more questions before I move on to the final topic? I don't know how long this has been going for. Oh, half an hour. Good stuff. Yeah, definitely go and see Creeper on What. They're fucking great. And I've been seeing live clips of them doing the tour of the new album, and it just looks spectacular. So they're going to kill it. And if they didn't get moved up to one of the biggest stages throughout that summer, that's odd to me. My favorite AFI album, shit. It's hard for me not to say Crash Love because it's the first one I ever heard, but I'm going to say Sing the Sorrow. I just think Sing the Sorrow is an absolute masterpiece. So that's my favorite AFI album. Spotlight on Warped for a few years. What? I don't know what you mean, Cole. Sorry. Oh, the spotlight's been on Warped. On Pop Punk. Yeah, I agree. And I think they needed to change it up because Warped was becoming quite stale. It's kind of been the same thing every year. So this year, they changed it up. And I think they're going to get a lot of older fans back. What do I think of the new State Champ song? It's back at the beginning of the live stream, but I think it's all right. Favorite all-time low album? Don't Panic. Easily. Don't Panic. My opinion on power metal. I've never listened to power metal. Give me some band examples. Maybe I have listened to power metal, but yeah, I'm not sure what power metal is. Did John Feldman produce the new State Champs? I have no idea. I need to check that out, but there's no woes on it, so I'm going to lean no. I'm going to say no, but he could have. But I know they were talking to John Feldman to do it. Do you listen to Vacant Home? I don't. I've never heard of them. Aussie locals, but I'll check it out. He was in the studio with them. So a funny thing about John Feldman that I'm going to do a quick little rant about I was recently in the studio with my band working with Stevie Knight, who's done everything that who's produced everything that With Confidence have ever done. And he was talking to me about how Withcon were talking to John Feldman to do their new record. And John Feldman basically sat them down and said, yeah, bring in all your songs, but if I don't like your choruses, then I'm going to rewrite them for you, and they have to be what I write. So as soon as Stevie told me that, I instantly became less of a fan of John Feldman. So that's a little insight into John Feldman for you, from Withcon's producer, who I think they're going to go back to him for again, because he's a great producer. He produced our new single, which we're going to be releasing in a few months, and it sounds fucking brilliant. John Feldman did a good job with California, not so much with Future Hearts, I didn't think. I think on Future Hearts, there were too many corny pop-punk songs. Have I heard any Between the Buried and Me records? I haven't. They're a band that I need to check out. There's a lot of bands that I need to check out, but they're one that's on my list for sure. Anything else before I move on to the last topic? And then I'll do more questions before I go again. Because I've got to plug something, and they're the thing that got me into doing YouTube. So why do people use John Feldman and Danger Mouse? Those producers just suck. They use John Feldman because he's inspired a lot of bands. He was a really, really great producer for a long time. The production job he did on the Black Veil Brides record, Wretched and Divine, was fucking brilliant. But yeah, he used to be a great producer. It's just he's done so many records lately that his style has started to become very, very prominent with a lot of bands, and he does the same types of bands every time. So I think he's a good producer. I just think he does way too much of the same thing. Top 5 most influential bands to me. That's a hard question, hey? So first one would be Switchfoot. Massively. I think John Foreman is one of the best songwriters of all time. Fall Out Boy is another one. Not recently, but they were the first rock album I ever bought, first band I ever saw live. They got me into playing guitar. So them for sure. Carnival, they're a progressive rock band from Australia. Brilliant, brilliant band. Got me into progressive music and made me form the band that I am in today. Stephen Wilson, who was the lead singer of Porcupine Tree, and is a incredible songwriter. He's another one. And then number 5, John Mayer, for sure. John Mayer, easily. All my guitar playing has been influenced by him, and I think it's really helped me meld my style. So John Mayer, for sure. Not a fan of the new All Time Low stuff. That's a shame. I think it's quite good. Is Carnival and Seon? Who are they? I said Carnival. So Ian Kenny sings for Carnival and Birds of Tokyo. Birds of Tokyo. Anything else, people? Yeah, our last night are fucking brilliant. Definitely go and listen to them. Their Oak Island EP is their greatest achievement, but the last record was really great as well. All right, so all right, let's move on to this last thing. So the thing that got me into doing YouTube and what made me want to put my opinion online was I started listening to a podcast called That's Not Metal. It's run by Terry Beezer, otherwise known as Bees, who has worked in the industry for forever. And his co-host is Stephen Hill, who works for Metal Hammer and has been in the game forever as well. And they kind of got sick of all of the rock media just saying everything from a big band was good. And so they started their podcast. I started listening to it, and I decided I felt like I had something to say as well. This week, they launched That's Not Metal Radio on YouTube. And it looks like they're going to get a Spotify playlist as well. And basically, for an hour every day, they play songs from a lot of different bands, from hardcore to heavy metal to pop punk to just everything. And it's a brilliant, brilliant thing to go and listen to. So this week, it's on every single day. They've already done a show on the young bands on Warped Tour, the heritage bands on Warped Tour, an overview of just all the good stuff that they do. They do a Party Friday playlist, which is just a lot of great songs to get you ready for the weekend. Today, Stephen Hill counted down a whole bunch of songs from producer Terry Date. And just every day I've been listening to it, and just so many great bands have come out to me. So if you want to discover new music, go and listen to That's Not Metal Radio, because it's fucking great to listen to. Not every song is going to be for you. Not every song is for me. But there's a lot of great, 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 great music on there. So go and listen to that. And I think that's basically all I have to talk about. So we've been doing this for a little while now. So let's do any final questions people have for me, and then I'll get the fuck out of here. And I've got to edit a video. So I just shot my review for the new Falling in Reverse record. So I got to go and edit that bad boy and have that ready for this week. So any other questions, people? Favorite Fall Out Boy album? That's a fucking hard question. It's hard for me not to say Infinity on High, because it was the first rock record I ever bought, first rock record that I ever listened to, and is what started me on my love for rock music. So it's hard for me not to say that. It's hard for me not to say Folie à Deux, because I think it's just a masterpiece. But I still think Take This to Your Grave is their best record. I think it's when Patrick was at his vocal best, melody writing wise. But yeah, Take This to Your Grave for me. I still love, 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 love that record so much, so much. Favorite Green Day record? I know it's a generic answer, but American Idiot. I just think it's a great, great record. I'm not the biggest fan of Green Day, but yeah, probably American Idiot. Opinion on Sleeping with Sirens. I can listen to like 2 of their songs in a row, and then I have to turn it off. I can't stand his voice. I think their last record was actually quite good. I thought it showed them trying something new and pulling it off. But I haven't listened to it since it came out. So I think they're fine. I think he sucks live, and he is one of the most overrated vocalists on the planet. But yeah, that's it. Anything else, people? Yes, Pierce the Veil do crush Sleeping with Sirens, even though I don't like the new Pierce the Veil album. I said that Kellen Quinn sucks live. I haven't seen him like in person live, but yeah, through every video that I've seen, he's been awful. Do I like any classic rock? I like Status Quo. Status Quo are fucking awesome. And I mean, I guess you can say that the Beatles are classic rock, I guess. But yeah, Status Quo for me are the classic rock band of all time. Fucking brilliant. Brilliant, sorry. That'd be the one for me. But other than that, Aerosmith are cool. I like Aerosmith. That's about it. I haven't really ventured a lot into it, but I want to. But yes, Status Quo and Aerosmith are sick. What are my thoughts about Marduk being banned from venues controversially? Who's Marduk? Who's Marduk? Marduk. Never heard of this story. The Marduk. Odd. Gorillaz. I haven't listened to the new Gorilla songs. I've only ever listened to the record with Feel Good Ink on it. So I've never really ventured into the Gorillaz. What is Marduk, Silent Wolf? Mm. The Drug in Me Is You. Yeah, I think Fashionably Late is their best record. Controversially. I think it's fucking great. Which is, you know, understandable coming from an Issues fanboy. So I like quirky shit. Marduk are a World War II themed black metal band who were banned from venues because of activist groups such as Antifa and BLM. See, fucking, I'm not going to get into politics. I'm not, because people are here to hear me talk about music. Nobody wants to hear me talk about politics. I get speaking out about it, but I've created this channel to talk about music, and that's what I'm here to talk about. I'm not going to talk about politics. I'm very knowledgeable on politics. I have a lot of opinions on it, but this isn't the platform for me to talk about it. I'm here to talk about music. So that's what I'm going to do. So what I will say about it is, as long as they aren't hurting people, then they should be able to speak. It's free speech. If they're not hurting people physically or getting people killed, then allow people to have their free speech. Over in the US, you have free speech. We don't have free speech in Australia, and it's really held us back. You guys have it. People should be able to have free speech. So that's all I'll say on it. That's it. That's the most political I will ever get on this channel. Anything else? Which Issues album do I like more? The debut. For sure. When I first heard the second album, I thought it was better, but after living with both of them for ages, the debut is still my favorite. How can you go wrong when you've got a song like Disappear on a record? That's it. Disappear. Do I listen to Demon Hunter, or have you heard their album Outlive? I've never listened to Demon Hunter. Their record did just leak. I might check it out, but I've got 3 records to review this week, so probably not. Sorry. Hey, Nag. You say this every week. But thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, both Issues albums are amazing. Everything they've ever done is amazing, except for that their covers. Not great. But all their original stuff, beautiful. And Disappear, I am dying to see that song live. They've never come over here and headlined. I've seen them once, and their set got cut short because the Amity Affliction fucked up their gear on purpose, sabotaged their set. So I only got to see I think it was 3 songs when they came and supported, but yeah. All right, I'll give it a couple more minutes. Well, Meg, thank you for listening. That's all I have to say. Like, as long as people watch, then I'm going to keep doing it. Yeah, fuck the Amity Affliction. Fucking hate that band so much. Both in their personality and in their shitty music. Anything else? Headspace is less heavy than self-titled. I think that's in the production job. For sure. I think it's probably just as heavy, just the production is a lot cleaner on Headspace, so it doesn't sound as heavy. Bring Me the Horizon or Asking Alexandria. Bring Me the Horizon all day long. Even though I don't like That's the Spirit, Bring Me the Horizon every single day of the fucking week. what albums are coming out soon, came out recently that you should check out. Creeper is number one. Menzingers, Mastodon. The new Falling in Reverse record is coming out this week, and it's great. So get that one. And then I haven't heard any more that are coming out soon, but I heard a couple of songs from the new record by Royal Thunder, which sounds fucking great. And the new main album is coming out this week. So that one. That one. Power metal examples, Dragon Force. Okay. I've listened to Dragon Force. I listened to Through the Fire and the Flames. And I think it's good. I think it's pretty gimmicky. But yeah, I'm not really a power metal dude. You're shocked that I like Falling in Reverse? So am I, to be fair. Favorite Bring Me the Horizon album and why? Sempiternal. First one I listened to, it was groundbreaking for me. Saw it live. Brilliant. I just think it's everything that Bring Me the Horizon have done throughout their entire career melded together perfectly into one record. So Sempiternal. Sempiternal for sure. Anything else, people? Hey, I'm glad you like That's the Spirit. It just wasn't for me. I liked it when I first heard it, but over time, it just has lost favor with me, unfortunately. In fact, I will say this. I think the new Falling in Reverse record is what Bring Me the Horizon were trying to do on That's the Spirit, but done better. That's my thoughts on that. Yeah, I do like Escape the Fate, except for the new record because it sucks. So, all right. 3 more minutes and then I'll wrap it up. Hey, is the video better today as well? I think I fucking fixed it. I know it's going to be a controversial opinion about that Falling in Reverse record, but once you hear it, I think you'll get what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's great. Check out Pup and Car Seat Headrest. They're 2 bands that I do want to check out. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Do I like Ronnie Radke as a person? I think he's gotten much better as a person. I think he's really come into his own as a human being and learnt from a lot of his mistakes. So as of right now, I think he's a much better person than he once was. So, I mean, I haven't met him. So from an outside perspective, I respect him for getting his life together. Anything else, people? Bands you would love to hang out with and why? I don't know. Hey. Oh, actually, you know what? It's easy. Easy. I'd hang out with Architects for sure. They just seem like they have my exact sense of humor, really sarcastic type of humor, really fun guys to hang out with. And we're all big supporters of Sea Shepherd, so we'd have a lot in common there. So Architects easily. Also, I hung out with for a bit with Of Mice and Men. Austin is a great dude. He's not in the band anymore, but yeah, hanging out with Austin for a bit was fucking great. He's a really cool guy, so he was cool to hang out with for a bit. Anything else, people? 1 more minute. And then I'm going to fucking disappear. Is Austin healthy yet? Austin will never be healthy. He's got a disease that there is no cure for. So he'll always be in pain, which is fucking horrible. Yes, I'd love to play video games with Misha Mansour. I'd get my ass kicked, but that'd be fucking fun as shit. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up now. Thank you all for watching this week. I'm going to do this again next week, hopefully, if I'm not busy. But this week, I've got reviews coming out for Falling in Reverse's new record, Coming Home, the new record from The Main, Lovely Little Lonely, and of a new band called Royal Thunder. They're from the UK, I'm pretty sure, and it's going to be called Wick. Just think like ambient metal with a female vocalist who sounds like Stevie Nicks, who fucking wail. So that's going to be sick, hopefully. I've heard good things about the record. So those are the 3 reviews this week. I'm hoping to get some covers done soon. I've missed doing them. I just haven't had the time with uni and all that kind of shit. So hopefully I'll have some covers coming out soon. I'm hoping to do some more throwback reviews because they're a lot of fun to do. But at the moment, I'm thinking that reviews are just the easiest way to go at this point, and I still love doing them, and they're always going to be the main focus of my channel. So 3 reviews coming this week. I'm going to go edit one of them right now, but thank you all for watching. Your support always means a lot, and I hope you enjoyed this. I hope the video was better this time. It seems like it was, but yeah, thank you guys for watching, and yeah, see you later.